The episode reviewed in this episode is rated TVMA. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Scary Movie Nights podcast, a bi-weekly podcast where the scares are real, but the friendships are realer and stranger. Today, we will be reviewing the final episode of Stranger Things Season 5, released in 2025. The final episode, finally, after, what is it, like 10 freaking years or whatever?
Years.
Good Lord. That's Mariana.
That's Joan.
And we are your hosts for the night. But first, Mariana, let me ask you, what had you finishing your campaign this week?
Ooh, I like that. This week...
Which is, by the way, so unrealistic.
Yeah.
No one ever finishes a campaign.
Yeah, like the timeline doesn't really add up. Like it was like 18 months between like...
Right.
Like they had 18 months to do a campaign, like...
I don't know, Mama. I guess a couple of things did come up.
True. This week, I was finishing my campaign because I'm sure good things happen in my life.
It's like, how can we be grateful this week?
No, I am grateful. I just can't think. So today at work, I've been training for like a couple months at my new job to like do the thing that I was hired to do, and today I finally did the thing that I was hired to do.
Oh my God.
I'm an academic advisor. I don't know why the cloak and dagger. Yeah.
High five.
Yeah, I had my first 2 advising appointments today. Actually, I had 3, but the first one, no one showed up. So I was like, okay.
What? Your first 3?
Yeah, so I had 3 advising appointments today.
Oh, and then your first one, no one showed up.
No one showed up. I know.
That's not very honors college of you.
No.
Not to judge you or anything. I'm sure you had stuff going on.
Yeah. Let me give you their name and their UHID. No, I'm just kidding. But it was really good, and then I just did a bunch of work, and I have my own office now, which is really nice, and I'm just kind of like waiting for them to find my podcast. I'm kind of scared. I don't want them to.
Well, they're gonna love it.
If you're here from the Honors College at UH, this isn't me.
You're welcome. You are welcome.
Joan, what had you finishing your campaign this week?
So the week after break, my school does something called intercession, and part of our intercession for this week is service. So we're actually volunteering at Herman Park, and we're like giving back to the community, and I feel like that's so important and like such a great lesson to learn. That's like you can't necessarily learn in a class, you know what I mean? Like you have to go and do it. The kids are really tired, and I think they'd rather be like doing other stuff, but I think it's good to like challenge them and like have them put themselves out there and like give back to their community. And not to mention, like, Herman Park is such an awesome park. Like, if you live in this city, like, and you haven't gone to Herman Park, you need to go because it's such a cool place. And what I actually learned was the way they do it, they do have staff. And they divide the park into different zones, but every zone doesn't have necessarily enough staff to maintain it fully at all times. So they actually do rely a lot on volunteer work to clean up the park and do maintenance and stuff like that. So, I think this is like really important. So that had me finishing my campaign because, like, I don't know. It always feels good to be tired after giving back to your community. Volunteering, like it always feels really good. So
yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
And I love my kids for doing it. I mean,
I love
thanks
volunteering,
for being down, y'all.
and I love Herman Park. We got engaged there, so.
Yay! That's so awesome.
Logan, stop hogging the sweet and sassy. By the way.
So in case y'all have not gone to HEB and gone the sweet and sassy mix.
The trail mix.
Yeah, it's like a trail mix thing. Like, listen, I could eat the entire bag in one sitting. And right now, they're waving it in front of us because they know we can't eat it.
And we can't eat it because it'll mess with the sound.
Because it'll mess with the sound. So. And Logan's just crunching away.
Yeah. But he's hogging it and he's not getting fried any.
Oh, man. Well, enough about that. Let's traverse the upside down for Stranger Things final episode. Ooh.
Editor, can you have the screen do a flip?
Do a flip, the upside.
The editor is John.
All right, we're gonna start off with our no spoiler synopsis. This is where Mar gives us a little bit of background, some lore, if you will, all keeping it spoiler free. So if you have not seen the final episode or even like the show in general, then this is safe to listen to. Mar,
I would say there might be spoilers for some stuff except for the final episode.
Okay.
Nothing
That's
crazy.
honestly really fair. Like, if you haven't seen Stranger Things, where have you been?
There are 42 episodes of Stranger Things. This was the 42nd episode.
You can knock it out in 2 days if you don't sleep.
Because it's so good. I love the franchise. So here we go. Okay, Stranger Things Chapter 8, The Right Side Up, 2025/2026. No, it came out definitely.
It came out 2025.
On 2025. It was on New Year's Eve.
The last, yeah.
It is the final episode of the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. The mysteries of the Upside Down and other dimensions are revealed, and the saga comes to an end as our heroes make their final stand against Vecna/Henry/One. We then get to see our heroes move on from this quest and onto life after Hawkins.
The 3 names.
That's as vague as I could get it.
No, period. It's great.
I want to talk about Stranger Things a little bit. So I'm going to throw it all the way back to the very beginning. So this show was created by the Duffer Brothers, and most of the episodes are written, and a lot of them are directed by them as well. They initially pitched this series, Stranger Things, to 15 different networks until it's eventually picked up by 21 Laughs Entertainment, so we can thank them. And then subsequently Netflix purchased the rights to the series, but they did give the Duffers authorship. So I imagine they got a deal where they do have a lot of ownership over the IP, and you know, they got to write the episodes the whole time, and they had, I think, a lot of creative control over the series. Originally, the series was supposed to be called Montauk. That was the first name that they gave it. And when they created it, they were inspired by a lot of classic 80s films, like Jaws, Poltergeist, E.T., Hellraiser. Sound familiar? And they actually used images and like stills from these films in their pitch deck for how they wanted the show to look and feel. So the show is set in the 80s, and they definitely wanted that very like 80s vibe. Vibe is such a good word. I feel like we use it so much now.
Well, it just describes so many things perfectly.
It does.
You know?
But that's what they were going for. And they had chosen Montauk, the name, because of its ties to conspiracy theories of secret government experiments. Shout out to the government. And also Montauk is where the fictional town of Amity Island was located in the film Jaws. And so they wanted to do a little ode to that.
I definitely prefer the name Stranger Things.
I agree.
I think it's like catchier, you know what I mean? Like Montauk, it's like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, and I mean, eventually it turned out like they did not film it in Montauk. They were planning on doing it in, you know, in that area. That didn't work out, so they changed the name. And they were also really inspired by Stephen King's novels, like It, Firestarter, and then there's one called Needful Things, which sounds like Stranger Things, and so they like that, hence why they chose the name. Also, my husband Logan and I read a book by Stephen King. It's called The Institute, and nowhere has it been mentioned that I know of by the Duffer Brothers, but in this book, a bunch of kids who have special like telekinetic or like telepathic powers get taken by the government to this institute, which is like a secret facility, and they're using these kids for like mysterious projects. Excellent book. It was so good, such a good read. I loved it. But every time we watch Stranger Things, Logan and I look at each other and we're like, this is just like the Institute.
Well, honestly, I very much saw parallels between this and Firestarter. Have you seen those movies?
I have not seen Firestarter.
The movies are pretty good. I think there are 2 versions. The original had Drew Barrymore as the kid, as a child. She's like a baby, like a child. And then the second one had Zac Efron. She was 7. Yeah, she was 7. And the second one had Zac Efron as the dad.
What?
So yeah.
Wait, I just looked up Firestarter and I got like Kindle. Kindling.
No. So, you know, I definitely saw like the parallels between Firestarter and this right here. And I wonder if Firestarter and the Institute are actually in the same universe. Because, you know, King does that a lot. Like, he'll write books within the same universes.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, and maybe even Carrie, you know, because, like, she's got telepathic or telekinetic powers. But yeah, that's very interesting. I definitely saw Firestarter in Stranger Things.
Yeah. Okay, so for our casting, I mean, this is like one of the first movies we've done where I'm like, of course I know all of these people. Because I've been watching Stranger Things since it first started in 2016. So,
to be fair, the only person I feel like was the most well-known was Winona Ryder. Like season 1.
Yeah, season 1. David Harbour, I think also.
I don't know if I knew about David Harbour before.
I mean, he'd done like Hellboy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's where I knew him from.
I honestly did not remember him when I first started watching it. I was like, I don't know who this dude is. But he did do Violent Night after he did Stranger Things. And that was actually a pretty good movie. I liked Violent Night a lot.
I haven't seen it, but whenever we were in, like, you know, when it was holiday time, I kept seeing it.
Yeah. Next time we need to review Violent Night. I mean, it's not really a horror film, but... we should just watch it for fun.
Yeah, we could just watch it for fun. We do that sometimes.
Yeah.
So we have Winona Ryder as Joyce Byers. And then we have Birdie as young Joyce. Birdie? Is that like the stage name? Because it just says Birdie.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, we have someone as young Joyce in this episode. David Harbour, Millie Bobby Brown, whose real name is not Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh.
It was Millie Bonnie Brown, but now it's Millie Bonnie Bon Jovi. So, yeah. Finn Wolfhard, Gaten Matarazzo, Caleb McLaughlin, Noah Schnapp, Sadie Sink. Okay, I'm going to read them all because I feel like they deserve it.
Period. Go for
Natalia Dyer, Charlie Heaton, Joe Keery, Maya Hawke, Brett Gelman, Priya Ferguson, who plays Erica, who is maybe my favorite character, and we just did not get to see enough of her this season.
I agree.
She was criminally underused, I think.
I agree.
But, you know, that's neither here nor there. We had Linda Hamilton as Dr. K, Cara Buono as Karen Wheeler, who ate, by the way, Jamie Campbell Bower as Henry /Vecna/Juan /Mr. Watson. Literally ate. I love him since Twilight. Shout out to Jamie Campbell Bower.
Who was he in Twilight?
He was one of the Volturi.
Oh.
He's the one who was like the sleek blonde Bob. The sleek blonde cunty Bob.
Yes. Okay.
And then we have Nell Fisher as Holly Wheeler, and she was like new in this season. Yeah. I really loved her. So, now, interestingly, and this almost became an issue, but then there was like a writer strike, and then it was all okay. But Winona signed on to do Stranger Things, but she had a sole condition that if there was ever a Beetlejuice sequel, because she and Tim Burton had been planning it since 2000 apparently, they had to let her take a break to shoot it. And so they agreed to that, and eventually they did make Beetlejuice, but there was like a writer strike that delayed the shooting of Stranger Things, and so she was able to film Beetlejuice in that time, and it ended up not being a conflict. But I just thought that was interesting. I like when actors have that. Like, I'm pretty sure Lauren Graham, she was like in Gilmore Girls, like in every contract that she signs, like it's like, hey, like if there's ever another Gilmore Girls thing, like you have to let me do it, because she's like just
I feel that.
all about that.
Yeah, I feel that.
Now for this episode specifically, first of all, I have always loved the music in Stranger Things.
Yes.
I love 80s music, but notably in this episode, we hear When Doves Cry and Purple Rain, which is kind of special because Prince's estate rarely allows his music to be licensed. But the Duffers were really pushing for Purple Rain. They thought it would really sum up the emotion needed for the moment when the song plays. And Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill was such a hit after, was it season 4, that they were able to secure the rights to those songs, which obsessed. Yeah. Also, at the very end, during the credits, we get to hear Heroes by David Bowie, which is one of my favorite songs of all time. And that was Joe Keery's idea. And I was like, heck yes. It made me feel really emotional because I love that song. Now, the set of Inside Vecna's lair which we get to see prior to this final episode. So this is not spoilers. Hopefully you've seen up to episode 7. It took 5 months to construct it. And this part,
really?
Spoilers. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, I have a lot of spoilers here. Okay, here we go. One part with no spoilers. Now, at the end of the show, we do get to hear Dustin's valedictorian speech. So I guess this is a spoiler for Dustin being valedictorian of his class.
It's fine.
Which I think is fine.
We've been you.
Yes. By the way, like, whenever he is trapped in the Upside Down earlier in the season and they have to go to his teacher for help.
Yeah.
The way that the teacher's like, what the heck? Like, it's 3 a.m. And then they're like, Dustin's in trouble. And he's like, okay.
Locked in.
Yeah, literally like the golden student. But his Dustin's valedictorian speech was inspired by the loss of Eddie, and it's really about how this is a story about outsiders and outcasts, and it's about banding together and embracing your otherness to defeat the evils of this world. And I loved his speech. I thought it was really beautiful, and it was like very reminiscent of Eddie, who I loved, and I was so deeply saddened when he died in season 4. Season 4. I can't get my seasons straight.
I don't remember any. It's too many, and it's been too long.
Okay, now before we get into spoilers, I do want to add that there's going to be a documentary which releases on January 12th. It's One Last Adventure, and it's the making of Stranger Things 5.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited to see that. That's coming out like fairly soon. For all of us. By the time you're watching this, it's going to be like 4 days away. I think that's mostly what I have as far as
spoiler free.
Yes, okay. Exactly. No spoilers. So I think it's time we hop into the spoiler section so we can talk about all the spoilers.
I love it. Thanks, Mar, for the no spoiler section. Now we're moving into spoilers, and you actually have quite a bit, but I guess that makes sense because in order to talk about this episode specifically, which was like 2.5 hours or whatever, then you do need to kind of spoil. But anyway, take it away.
And I have a lot of quotes like directly from like the Duffer Brothers and the actors talking about like the this final episode and like the culmination of this series. So I want to add like very quickly to start. So I mentioned earlier the original name for the series was Montauk, and at the end of the episode, once we get to see everybody after everything goes down with Vecna/Henry/1/Mr. What's-it? Mr. Whatever. Mr. What's-it. It's What's-it.
Okay.
After everything's gone down, we get to see kind of life after everything, and we get to see Hopper ask Joyce to marry him, which was so sweet.
It was adorbs.
And he asked Joyce to move with him to Montauk.
Okay, very cute.
And so, I mean, I didn't read about that being like a nod to the original name, but like it's gotta be.
Such a full circle moment for the Duffer Brothers, probably, like they started out in Montauk and they're ending it in Montauk.
Now, I mentioned earlier that Vecna's lair took around 5 months to construct. And they used wires, so the final fight scene between Eleven and Vecna when they're in like the Dimension X or whatever.
The Abyss.
They had to use all of these wires, which, okay, every time I think about having to be wired and then moved around, like, I think that would be so uncomfortable. Like, my initial thought, it's like fun, and then I'm like, I think that would hurt everything.
Because imagine like you're being pulled against your will and like your body's moving in ways it's not used to. I bet you the people that were being pulled were sore.
Yeah.
The next day.
Yeah. And we get to see a lot of really cool stuff. Like, as far as like the end of the show, like the very last shot, we get to see Mike closing the door to his basement, which is kind of where the show started. You come in and it's these 4 little kids playing D&D in a basement, and that's where it ends. And so you get to see Mike in his basement. They wanted this to be the ending for a long time, so they had already established that that's how they wanted the show to end, and it was kind of like a metaphor for leaving their childhood behind. At this point, they've graduated from high school, so they're all going on to college, or whatever else they have going on after high school. And so they really wanted the party to be playing D&D one final time to bring everything like full circle and reference the opening of the first episode, and they tried to like mimic a lot of the camera shots from that first episode. And then Matt Duffer praised Finn Wolfhard's performance, expressing that you see him go through this real grief and sadness about leaving it behind, before landing on like bittersweet happiness because he gets to see Holly and her friends, which is really sweet, and it's like a passing of the torch to the next generation. And I'm also really happy that we get to see like what's his face,
Derek?
Dipshit Derek. Delightful Derek.
I love that she has to say the whole
thing
with the title.
Remember, I love Delightful Derek, and I love his redemption arc. So
I do love the redemption arc, as short as it might be.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I will give him credit because Dipshit Derek turns around to Delightful Derek really quickly.
Really quick.
Like,
he learned.
He owns into it, and he steps up, like, in a major way. Like, immediately they're like, okay, like, now you have to go into the secret government fucking facility, and you have to get all these kids to go into the bathroom and crawl down the toilet. Like, that's not easy. And he's like, bet, because he saw a Demogorgon, and he's like, all right.
He said, let me lock in. This is crazy.
He like truly locks in. Noah Schnapp also described filming the final scenes super I can't imagine how emotional they must have been. It's been like 10 years that they've been working on this.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we're gonna get to see, like, in the documentary, the final table read, which was, by the way, the first time they all ever got to read the script for the final episode. So they didn't really know what was going to happen prior to that. And I'm sure they're all going to be crying. They all, so Noah, Finn, Gaten, Lucas, and Sadie, they all embraced alone on the set before going out to celebrate wrapping the series with the rest of the cast and the crew. Also, according to Noah Schnapp, he revealed that the 5 of them slept on the set that night. And described it as a perfect way to end their time on the show. And from what I read, also, the Duffers tried their best to make it so that the last scene for their characters was the last scene that all the actors shot. So like the last scene for their characters, that was like the last thing they did. Because you know how sometimes they shoot things out of order? Out of order.
What do they say when they shoot the last scene? Is it like, and that's final cut?
Yeah, and that's a wrap on.
Or that's a wrap on blank. Bro, let me tell you something. Okay, so when you watch shows, like the making of the shows, and they start saying that kind of crap, like on the documentary, whatever, I'm like crying internally, because like it's just such a journey that you've been on with these characters, and like that's a wrap on XYZ. I'm like, oh my god, that's like literally the last scene that this character is ever going to be in for this show. You know, like
it's like they're dying. It's crazy.
I know. Oh my god, it is kind of crazy.
It always makes me so sad. I always think of like, there's the behind the scenes of them shooting the very last scene of Harry Potter. And like everyone's crying. And there's, by the way, there's like 50, 100 people like just watching the last scene be shot, because it's like fucking history being made, basically.
The way I felt that like when we watched Parks and Rec.
Oh
my god, when that documentary last episode thing came out, I was like, oh my god, that's a wrap on Amy Poehler. I was like actually crying.
Yeah. Same. No, I always cry.
So I can only imagine how these actors felt. Like you said, I mean, they grew up together essentially, you know, like filming this thing. And a lot of them became famous or like had their career starts here, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, it like really launched their acting career.
Like most of them. I mean, I know that Gaten and like Sadie and maybe Lucas were on Broadway before this.
Okay.
Sadie for sure. I think she was in Annie. I think she was Annie.
Okay.
So they were doing some stuff, but I mean, Broadway, child actors in Broadway is like completely different from being on a show like this.
Right, exactly.
And yeah, like they're household names now.
Yeah.
Compared to what they were before. And I think that's like a double-edged sword, because I feel like the reason there are such gaps between seasons, well, I'm sure there was like a ton of logistics, but an added challenge has to be like, these actors are like very in demand now, so they have other projects that they're doing, so now have like these, it's like, you know, one of the biggest challenges of playing D&D is scheduling time to play D&D. And so I can't imagine scheduling all of these actors who are doing all these projects, who are making music, they're touring. Joe Keery's like on tour and shit. I don't know that right now, but like at one point, and you're trying to schedule all these things with them when they've got all this stuff going on. And so that I think must have been a challenge of them becoming as famous as they all are now, because they all are definitely super famous now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you see any one of these characters or these actors in anything else, and you're like, he's from Stranger Things, she's from Stranger Things.
Yep.
You know, I feel like even Winona Ryder, as much as she has done, and as many things as she is famous for in the past, this is the one thing, especially the younger generations, that will know her for this. You know what I mean? Like, they might have watched Beetlejuice or whatever, but like, they'll be like, oh, that's Joyce from Stranger Things. You know, like, that's definitely one of her crowning moments, achievements, whatever.
Okay, now for the ending of the show, first of all, what did you think of the ending?
It was fine. It was good. Like, it was good.
Okay. I know I typically don't like sad endings, but I do like better the idea that 11 died. Like, I think that's a better ending than her, like, scurrying away.
I agree, but I also think that he made it up.
Well,
I think it leaves it up for... I think the Duffer Brothers leave it, like...
Up for interpretation.
Up for interpretation. I mean, they showed her... This is the really annoying part. They showed 11 walking on that mountain, and like she sees this little town, and it's like she disappears forever, whatever. And like that, just I feel like that drives so much like fan theory and like, no, she is still alive, and I almost wish they hadn't filmed that scene.
No,
because I feel like it would have left it even more uncertain had they not done it. You know what I mean? And I agree with you. I think 11 should have died. She had that. I don't know. I to be honest, okay, here's the tea. All right, here's the tea. I really appreciated the Duffer Brothers for ending the show. Because so many shows are really like left in limbo. You know what I mean? Like, you don't, like, they're cliffhangers or whatever. I introduced Brian to this one show that was one of my favorite shows growing up. It was called Kyle XY. And it was one of those like teeny bopper, it's like made for adolescent sci-fi shows that was on like, what was it? Like ABC or something like that? CW. Or it was CW or ABC, I don't remember. Anyway, so like, they left that show off on the biggest cliffhanger. Like, you find out like that the bad guy is his brother, and then and then they leave it. That's like the season cliffhanger, and then like you don't know what happens next. I hate that. I hate it so much. So the fact that the Duffer Brothers were able to work with Netflix and like give us some type of conclusion was great. Man, but let me tell you something. It just took way too freaking long, because Brian and I watched this show season 1.
Yeah.
Like season 1, 2015, we were sat.
Yeah.
And 10 years later, honestly, by the end of the movie, I was like, can it just end? I just need this to end. Yes, I did feel like that. And it's kind of sad because we loved Stranger Things. Like, the first 3 seasons, we were really into it, but it just got dragged on for too long. So I think part of the final episode's impact got lost on me because I was ready for it to end. Okay. So I think that's totally on me. People have completely legitimate feelings about it being amazing. It was great. I agree to some degree, you know what I mean? But I think, again, the impact was taken away from me. It was like, I was like, okay, please just finish him off. At this point, please. Yeah. What did you think about it? Because I know you have different feelings.
So let me talk about like so for the ending, this is like the Duffer Brothers. Like, this is a quote. There are 2 roads that 11 could take. There's this darker, more pessimistic one, or the optimistic, hopeful one. Mike is the optimist of the group and has chosen to believe in that story. There was never a version of the story where 11 was hanging out with the gang at the end. 11 had to go away in order for the story and the rest of the characters to move on. And the Duffers thought it would be beautiful if the characters continued to believe in that happier ending, even if we didn't give them a clear answer to whether that's true or not. And the fact that they're believing in it, we just thought it was such a better way to end the story and a better way to represent the closure of this journey and their journey from children to adults.
No, I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that. I like that a lot.
I don't feel like everything was fleshed out enough. So I'm almost the opposite, to where, like, I think there needed to be more, or I think there needed to be, like, I love Stranger Things seasons 1 through 4. Like, truly. Season 3 is my favorite. Season 3 is excellent.
That's
I
Mind
loved
Flayer, right?
season 4. Season 3 is... Season 2's Mind Flayer first introduced. Season 3 is the one where they're at Starcourt Mall.
Yeah, then the Mind Flayer's all like...
Yes, and he's built of, like, rats and, like, weird, like, chemicals and shit.
Yeah.
But it's, like, not the true Mind Flayer body.
Right,
it's like,
right.
And then season 4...
Is Vecna.
It felt, like, almost anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like they won way too easily. Like, they really built up Vecna so much in season 4. And then they, like, it just felt too easy. I have more thoughts on it, but I just want to finish reading this miscellaneous details, so I have a couple more. I did love this. So they wanted Joyce to be the one who delivered the final blow to Vecna. She was the one in the first season who's the first to really take action, to believe that something strange was going on, and that fierce love she has for not only Will but her family and the others is a superpower in its own way. So we, the Duffers, they thought if anyone's going to defeat this guy, it has to be Joyce. Even if it's, like, more of, like, a symbolic thing, because Vecna's already, like, skewered. But I love that scene, and I love how they're, like, showing, like, you know, flashbacks to everything that's happened, all the people that we've lost along the way. We see Bob Newby's superhero, we see Eddie, we see Barb, justice for Barb. So I really did love that. But yeah, it just felt like, it felt anticlimactic, and I don't know if it is, like, the fact that I really do think that seeing other people's, like, interpretation and reading all these theories, I think that all, like, really educated how I perceived and saw this episode, and I think I might have liked it a little bit better if I hadn't seen all that stuff. And if everyone, like, one of my coworkers pointed out, she was like, I think this would have been better if it was just, like, released on TV, but because it's on Netflix, everyone can, like, rewatch over and over and nitpick and look at all the teeniest, tiniest details and come up with all these theories of, like, oh, this thing is different. And there's a bunch of stuff that happened, or a bunch of scenes that fans have pointed out. They're like, oh, this thing is a different color, so actually this is all Vecna's imagination or something like that. And it's like, oh, like, no, actually that was just a continuity error.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that kind of, like, set me up a little bit to be let down. But even, like, that being said, I do think it was too easy to beat Vecna. And I don't know if this is comparing apples to oranges, but it makes me think of, like, Avengers Endgame. Were y'all on that wave of, like, the MCU?
Oh, 100%.
Like, that era of the MCU?
Dude, through Endgame is possibly one of the, like, most masterpieces of cinema. Like, honestly, like, starting at freaking Iron Man and ending at Endgame, all of those movies put together cohesively is like there's almost nothing better, in my opinion. I think
it's an excellent, like, storyline, and it's exciting and it's fun. And I remember sitting there and watching Endgame, and I think Endgame completely lived up to the hype.
100%.
And it was, like, a similar thing where it's like we have this main character who kind of started it all, and, like, everything's revolved around them, and they end up dying at the end. R.I.P. Iron Man. But it was just so fun. It was this massive battle at the end, and everyone came together, and, like, they sacrificed things.
You know why that is because Infinity Wars destroyed you emotionally.
Yeah.
We watched almost all of the Marvel movies in theaters upon release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were there day one of Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. When Thanos snapped, I don't know. Actually, I remember being just, like, totally numb, and everyone exiting that theater was like silent.
So I did the thing where I didn't know that there was supposed to be a sequel, which I've done with a lot of movies, like Wicked, Dune, and The Last Avengers. I went into the movie theater, this is one thing, and then I left, like, she sang Defying Gravity, and I was like, where's the rest of the movie? By the way, I haven't seen Wicked for good. Anyway,
I have thoughts on that.
That's neither here nor there. The same thing with Dune. Went into Dune. And then it ended, and I was like, what the heck? Like, that was really weird. And I was like, oh, there's a second one.
Yeah.
And so
there's even a third,
I watched
actually.
Infinity Wars, and I thought that was the end. I was like,
shit.
oh shit, that's such a grim ending. Okay. And then we're like, no,
there's another one. Yeah.
But I just, like, it felt like...
So Infinity Wars, like, completely destroyed you emotionally.
Yes, yeah.
So going into Endgame, you're already, like, at the lowest of the low. There's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah.
And they take you there, and it's, like, an incredible journey. There's action. There's all these characters you love kicking ass.
Yeah.
There's, like, the revenge porn almost, to where it's, like, everyone's beating up on Thanos, and he's, like, not doing a lot. And then, like you said, like Iron Man taking the glove and like snapping to essentially like save the universe.
Yeah.
Bro, like what a moment. That is like, that's what I mean. Like from the beginning of Iron Man to the end of Endgame, it's like a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's completely coherent, well, for the most part. And like you went there on this journey with all of these people, and then you had Vecna. I
think also like.
And the Mind Flayer, the real
with why do we keep talking about the MCU? But in Endgame, like I thought, like, call me basic, but I thought like Thanos' whole thing, it's like that's an interesting like
villain
or an interesting like drive behind a villain. He's like, I want to make the world better.
Yeah, he's morally ambiguous almost.
Well,
to where it's like he wants to do good. It's
the biggest trolley problem we've ever seen. Right? And with Vecna and the Mind Flayer, it just kind of like felt flat and it felt short. I did really like whenever we finally get to see like Henry's like origin story. But then from there it was just like and I just
him being a Boy Scout, that was crazy. And then him getting shot.
Wanting more. Like I was left wanting a lot more. Also...
No, I agree with that. Like, there's something missing.
I also just, regardless of, like, the villain origin story, like, being okay, I just wanted a final battle where you get to see, like, everybody doing their... I did my part. I didn't do fucking shit.
I really wish Will had been in the thing with 11. Yes. I think that would have been really cool. Because let me tell you something. Yeah. First of all, when Will unleashed his powers... I gagged.
Yes, okay, like the first 4 episodes, yes.
I freaking gagged when he saved everyone from the Demogorgons. He's like, oh my god, Listen, Will is honestly probably my favorite character. But I'm gay, so I'm allowed to say that. I know people are crashing out online because they're like, why do you have to be gay? I'm like, why not? Why couldn't he be gay? Is there a reason? People are gay, Steve.
People are gay.
So
I think it made sense that a few of them were gay. It made sense. There was, statistically speaking, 3 gay, 1 gay and 2 lesbians. That's pretty good. Okay, like that makes sense. And Will, like his coming out story and like his acceptance of himself being like the catalyst for him unleashing his powers. Literally, we have talked about this, right? About like witchcraft and like gay men like being so drawn to witchcraft because it's like owning our own power and like coming into our own, etc. Like it's the same thing with Will. Like he becomes a sorcerer, which actually, okay. So I know that warlocks came out later, past the setting of this. But if we were talking modern D&D times, he would be more of a warlock. Yeah. Because he derives his powers from Vecna. Vecna's like his patron or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. I thoroughly enjoyed Will's storyline. I wish he would have been inside of the whatever hive with Vecna. Yeah. And 11. I thought it was really cool when he like took control of Vecna. That was awesome. But it felt, again, just a little less impactful. Like they built Vecna up to be this like godly like monster who was like all powerful and all knowing, and then like 11 just, I don't know. It just felt there's just something missing, you know. Like I can't really explain it myself, but like there's a little like there's a little je ne sais quoi, like a little like it's, I don't know, seasoning. I don't know what you want to call it, but like I agree. And like my favorite part of the final episode was really like everything after, like what went down. I hate that Erica just disappears. I mean, we assume that her and their science teacher get taken by the government people and stuff like that, but I loved Erica in season 3. She was like the best part of season 3.
Well, but also like how did they get let go? How did they leave? Like,
yes, like how did the government was just like, oh, okay.
They were like,
it's
oh,
cool
never
now.
mind. Yeah, she's gone, so I guess you can go. No, they would have literally executed them right there.
Yeah.
That lady did not play. Okay, that lady did not play.
Dr. K.
Dr. K did not come to play.
Miss K.
All right, so
Dr. K.
she would have executed all of those MFers on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that they were just like, and then Hopper's like sheriff again.
Yes.
And like,
okay, yeah. Yes.
And I'm like,
yes,
Hopper,
that was crazy.
Everything just goes back to normal. I thought it was crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what was missing. It was missing like the full circle moment.
Yeah.
That was an Endgame. In Endgame, there was that full circle moment because like that was like the whole phase 1 through 4 was Iron Man's redemption arc.
Yeah.
And there was like a full circle moment, you know? But there was I felt like there wasn't enough of that.
Yeah.
Like in this last episode.
I also like really wanted to maybe like see all the characters that had died somehow, like not just in like a throwback. Like, I don't know, call me crazy, but like them like welcoming Eleven into like the afterlife or some shit. Like, I don't know, but I feel like this series was so big and so massive, and I just felt like it fell a little bit short.
Okay,
and, like,
now let me ask you a question.
I didn't dislike it, but I was like, man, like, also, like, we were all so bummed out. Like, we watched this like on New Year's. And then afterwards we were supposed to like party and like have a nice time, and like none of us were in the mood.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Duffer Brothers wrote themselves into a conundrum because they made the show so big, take so long to watch, and then like how could they have made like a battle big enough or like an ending big enough to like have that moment?
I do, because also it got to a point where there was like so many more characters than we had originally.
Yeah.
Like we had Holly now, we had like all these kids, we had
Hopper, how do you feel about Holly? How do you feel about Holly? Her addition to the show.
I liked it.
Because I know some people were complaining about it.
No, I liked it. I liked Holly.
You liked Holly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was indifferent.
I actually liked the whole plot line, like the whole storyline with the children. Like I did like that, and that made sense to me. I still didn't
really know. Okay, explain it to me, because I still don't really.
Like, so Vecna / Mind Flayer derived their powers from the children, and like that's why he took Will originally in like at the very beginning, and Will's the one who kind of like started everything, and he built the tunnels in Hawkins, and he did all this stuff. And so that's why he needed the children.
Yeah, I get the tunnel, but it's unclear to me how they derived their power. Like they took their,
I don't know, life force something.
Their life force.
I don't know. I think just
that's the thing. Like it didn't make sense.
It feels like a memory, like mental, like storage. Maybe like. I think maybe
like he needed their RAM.
Like the child's power, the children's RAM, mental ability for like imagination and to create things. Children are so malleable, and that's why like they were the ones that were helping him execute this plan, whereas like us adults, like we're too staunch and set in our ways, and an old dog can't learn new tricks kind of thing.
I suppose.
I don't know, but I don't have any problems with that, and I liked Holly. I
hated that Henry felt like such a little bitch, to be honest.
Say more.
Girl, like Max was able to hide from him. He couldn't go into the little cave.
True.
I know it's because of trauma, but it's like, but he murdered like everyone in that lab. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just seems so cold, heartless, and calculated, and like in control throughout the entire 4th season. And then like suddenly here, it's like he keeps being thwarted by like children. I don't know. Maybe that's not.
I mean, I think ultimately like he is an adult compared to like these children now. So like his mind doesn't work the same as the children's minds anymore. To where like the kids were able to face these scary things, like he wasn't.
Do you think he's okay? So there's a scene towards the end where I think Holly is trying to convince Henry to help them defeat Vecna, or someone's trying to convince him to do that. Yeah, I don't know. And then he's like, "No, everyone has to die." Do you think Henry then is an evil person, or do you think he was still being manipulated by the Mind Flayer?
So actually, I read on Wikipedia that he was just too far gone at that point, and he just had to be okay with the decisions that he made. But I think the question you're asking is, was he evil from the start, or did he become evil via the Mind Flayer's control of him?
Yeah.
I don't think he was evil from the start.
Like as a Boy Scout.
Yeah, no. I think he became evil, and I think at the end he was in too deep, and like he couldn't really like backtrack, and he was like, no, like I'm committed to this.
Maybe it's a metaphor for how trauma changes people.
Maybe.
Because he got shot in the hand, and then he literally killed that man with a rock.
Yeah. Crazy, by the way.
Crazy. And then he became like Henry, number one, right?
One.
And so like I wonder if that's what they were kind of going for with that. And then but then like he chose not to work through it, I guess. And then he was like, no, I'm gonna stick to this. Again, a lot of like, I don't know, maybe they kind of kept it. I've always felt on some level that Stranger Things wasn't meant to be fully explained.
Maybe.
I've always felt since season 1 that there's always been some like some mystery, some unanswered question. Like the kids are not going to know everything, the parents are not going to know everything, and I feel like this final episode kind of carried that through. Yeah. Also, like, what was the point of her sister, of Elle's sister? Like, what was her name? Callie, yeah. I'm like, Callie, like, what was the point of, like, there was no point.
No, I feel like, okay.
Except for the ending, I guess, where it's like she was actually
so the whole thing, like, why 11 had to die, and like the only reason why Callie and 11 have powers is because the government was using Henry's blood and injecting it into pregnant women to make
which is horrible.
Magical. Yes, crazy, by the way. That scene was crazy. To make these magical children, and so that's why they captured Callie, because they were trying to like recreate the same experiment, except it wasn't working, and that's why they needed 11. And that's why 11 had to die. Like, that's why they were like, oh yeah, I've got to go. She made that decision.
Callie was there to like try to convince Elle to like. She was the
one
tool.
Of those children.
She was the plot tool. Yeah. To get 11 to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Callie was like very one-dimensional to me. Yeah. She was not fleshed out. Really? Yeah. I barely remembered her.
I agree. Yeah.
So it was just weird that she was there. And it was so, you know, I never really like it when characters just hang around because they're just there. Yeah. It's like, please give her a reason to be there. But, I mean, yeah.
She was useful a couple times. I feel your disappointment.
You know what? I think that's it. I think I'm just really disappointed. Yeah. I do wish the final fight had been bigger, even though that's crazy to say because it was a literally gigantic monster.
I did love the freaking Mind Flayer. I love that we finally got to see the Mind Flayer.
The Mind Flayer was really cool.
I love the Mind Flayer's lair, and I liked all the like spider references because like the Mind Flayer's lair definitely looked like, you know, when that like you find a dead spider in the garage.
Like a little
and it's
cocoon.
Like, yeah, so creepy. Love that. Love the like the imagery, and also like there was a couple parts where I was like whenever they make the plan to like kill the Mind Flayer, they're like, we're gonna go up there at those cliffs, and then Nancy starts shooting it right away. I'm like, they did not have enough time to climb up those cliffs to go where they needed to be. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's just me nitpicking, and you kind of Joanne, did you fall asleep? I was so locked in.
I was not. That's the thing. I don't know. I wasn't locked.
I was so locked in.
Maybe I need to rewatch.
But yeah.
No, I did not fall asleep for the whole thing. I watched it. I was just like fading. And I think it's because I was like, oh my God, can it please just be over? It's been 2 hours. Yeah. Like, it was a lot. No, actually, after the fight, we checked and we were like, what the hell? There's like 45 minutes left.
Did y'all watch it like on New Year's Eve?
Yes. It was not late. I'm just old.
We watched it like 8, but
no, we watched it like 9 or something.
It did feel long, whereas like other movies that I've watched that are like really exciting, it doesn't feel like a lot of time has gone by because I'm just like really in it. So I do think so. Should we move into our good, our bad, and the spooky?
Yes. What's your good, Mar?
Okay, I love D&D propaganda.
Period.
I did look it up, and there was definitely an increase in like searches and in people's interest for D&D after the show.
So there's a lot of students in my school who play D&D.
Yeah.
Probably as a result of this.
I mean, I'd heard of D&D, but it wasn't until Stranger Things that I was like, oh, like, that's what that is.
Yeah, it wasn't until college that I heard about it.
Yeah. So super cool. I do like how it ended. I like the ambiguity of the story of like whether Eleven survived or not. It kind of feels like Schrodinger's cat of like Eleven is alive, but she's also dead. But just as long as you don't find out what actually happened, I do like that, and I think that it feels true to like the essence of the show. And ultimately, like, I think it had to end with Eleven. Like, as much as I do believe she deserved a happy ending because she'd been through so much, I just think that this is, like, how it had to be. Especially because, like, I guess I'm a pragmatist, but, like, the government would most definitely have hunted her down to the ends of the earth to look for her. To continue these crazy projects.
But also, I mean, she just had such a difficult time integrating herself into society.
Yeah.
You know, like think about her in California in season 4, I think, when she was like, when she like lost her powers, she could not socially fit in to like anything.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, I think that's less losing her powers and more being raised in this crazy facility.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, she is the tragic character,
Yeah.
so anything other than Elle dying probably wouldn't have made as much sense.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, what was your good?
I love the enemies' designs actually, like Vecna and the Mind Flayer, like you said. Like, actually.
Oh my God, Vecna's like liposuction.
Hello. Snatched, queen.
So snatched.
You know what?
Waist wear.
The serial killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer needs to talk to Vecna about cinching that waist, honey, because that was tea, okay? Thank you, Vecna, for teaching all of the girlies how to make sure that your waist is snatched. And, you know, I'm going to be taking notes as well. Yep. Thank you.
There's a corset under there.
Yes, made of tendrils. So, yeah, they were awesome. I loved all of the characters' enemies' designs. I think they did a really good job with that. I also loved Will's character arc. I'm sorry, it really resonated with me, and I love the idea of coming out as gay and unlocking superpowers.
Yeah.
That's literally what I did, okay? Like, before I came out, I was, like, even shyer than I am now, if you can believe it. And, like, I wore, like, baggy t-shirts and baggy jeans and, like, things that... Not that there's anything wrong with wearing baggy clothes, but it's just like ill-fitting clothes. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't take care of myself. And then I came out and bro, let me tell you, I really came into myself. I started doing sports, started taking better care of myself. I, you know, made a lot more friends. I started being more social. Like, it's just this like release of Release your inhibition.
Feel the rain on your skin.
No one else can feel it for
That's
you.
all we can sing. We're gonna
also,
get sued otherwise.
I was obsessed. I was obsessed with Natasha Bedingfield as a gay child, and I still am. So, I really loved it. I loved the way that they portrayed his powers, like when his eyes turn white. Oh my God!
Sexy.
Will. Hell yeah, bro!
Yeah.
Let's freaking go.
Also, I was so sick and tired of seeing freaking Will being all sad and weepy and scared. And I was like, I need him to be like, whoa! And then he did.
I need Will to lock in.
So glad.
Actually, for 4 freaking seasons, I have been saying the same thing. I'm like, Will, baby girl.
Yeah.
Please get your shit together. And
he was scared. He was really scared on multiple counts.
On multiple levels.
Reasons, on multiple
levels. I think it was one of those things to where it's like Vecna was manipulating his fear to like control that side of him. And then when he came out, he released that fear and was able to be very useful, like instrumental in the fight, actually. I know a lot of people, and I really want to say this to the haters, shut the fuck up, okay? Like, let the man be gay. Damn. Let him be gay. And let him be in love with his best friend, because we have all been there, okay? Let him be gay.
Yeah, I love that scene, and this is a throwback to season 4, but I love whenever they're like in the van, like road tripping to find Eleven, and it's like Will and Mike and Argyle. Shout out. I wanted to see Argyle again. Like, I get that he was in California, but like I loved him. But Jonathan kind of goes up to Will and he's like, hey, like, I love you no matter what. Like, essentially letting him know, like, hey, I know.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful. And
I love that.
Anyway, yes.
And I hate it when people are like, he didn't have to be, you know what? He didn't have to not be gay.
Yeah.
So now you're just showing off your homophobia. So shut up. What was your bad?
I think the pacing for this last episode specifically, maybe like the tail end of this last season, I felt like there was like a lot of loose ends and like I didn't really get enough of certain characters. I think just because like there wasn't enough time and there's just so much to do. I think it got too big. I think maybe it got away from them, which is maybe what you were saying earlier. It really felt like they won too easily against Vecna. Like, all they really had was like some shotguns and some Molotov cocktails and 11 in a dream. And we had Vecna and the fucking Mind Flayer, and they won. Like,
yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
But the Mind Flayer especially was gargantuan. And you have like teenagers.
Yeah.
What essentially amounts to like juniors in high school.
We got Nancy with the Glock.
No hate juniors.
And then everyone
else. Like, come on. I mean, not even adults. I mean, come on. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely their frontal cortexes are not developed all the way through.
No.
What is your bad?
Like literally the exact same thing that you said. Like, it was too drawn out, I felt like. Mm-hmm. It left a lot of loose ends. Mm-hmm. Additionally, I really feel like the filming and release schedule was garbage. Netflix, please, for the love of God, let this be a lesson to you. Film all of your shit at once, bro. Okay? You're making money hand over fist. Please, honey. Film your shit. Like, I'm actually really worried about this because they made such a great series in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Mm-hmm. Did you watch it?
I love
live
Avatar
action.
The live action, series?
It's in Netflix. That Netflix
I did not watch it, no.
Oh my God, incredible. You need to watch it. It's really good. I hated M. Night Shyamalan's interpretation. I couldn't watch past 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The Netflix show, I binged. Like, I could have binged it. I think they released it episodically. But like, I'm really concerned that they're doing the same thing with Avatar that they did with Stranger Things because it's been so long. Yeah. And I'm like, Aang's gonna be 30.
He's gonna be 45.
He's gonna be 30 by the time that y'all finish filming this shit.
We started watching Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
And they were 11 in the first season. And already in the second season, Percy's actor, boy, looks a lot bigger.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
boy, looks a lot.
Look, just finish it. Like, Avatar is literally 4 seasons, bro. Just film it all.
Don't think I'm gonna fault them for that because I think there's like a lot of like logistics that we don't really understand. But I do think like streaming platforms, like it is getting out of hand and like it is all just becoming a cash grab, and a lot of these things aren't being made for like the art of making them. They're being made because they'll make money. And ultimately, like if a season doesn't do well, then they won't do the next season, so they can't film it all at once, I guess. Well, I don't really know how that all works.
I have to,
but because like I haven't even seen or really heard anyone talk about like Avatar. Like I totally
Avatar is so good, dude. Avatar is so good, dude.
Okay, here's also the thing. I don't think I will because the animated is perfect. The animated is
I agree.
Perfect.
No, 100%.
And there's no way that the live action is gonna top it.
The animated Avatar. We're getting so heated. The animated Avatar.
The Last Airbender.
It's perfect. Okay. No, it is perfect. It stands alone on its own pedestal. True. Period. Like, no one can topple that.
This is like Mexican food Taco Bell. Like, I can still enjoy Taco Bell, but it's not Mexican food. Okay.
Exactly.
I get you.
Period.
Okay.
What's your spooky?
Growing up. And how ephemeral childhood feels. I do think they captured that, and we've gotten to see these actors grow up a little too much. They're a little too old now.
Spooky.
So that's really scary. It reminds me of my own
mortality.
One
day you will die.
A teenager when this show came out. I was 17. When the show came out, and now I'm about to turn 27.
Oh,
which is insane. So, kind of crazy. Also, the government is really scary. Like, ultimately, like, nothing was scarier than seeing all those pregnant women. Like,
oh my God.
That was the scariest part of the whole fucking show,
no,
to be
I
honest
agree.
with you.
I agree.
And, like, the kids and, like, the government facility, like, nothing is really scarier than that, to me, personally. Although, the mind flayer was really fucking cool. I loved
really
it.
liked
And I love Vecna as the villain in season 4. Terrifying, so scary. Also,
dude, when he messed Max up,
yes,
that was heart-wrenching.
Brutal. But also, like, Jamie Campbell Bower, like, I do think he ate. I do think he, like, I'm pretty sure that was his voice. Yeah. But his acting in this last episode I thought was really good.
Yes.
I thought it was really good. He was like,
honestly,
was terrified,
like the best,
he was angry. I think he ran
show.
circles around everybody acting wise. But that's okay. Everyone else was good too. But he was just awesome. Like, I think he really stood out. But the government. What about you? What's your spooky?
Not much, to be honest. The upside down being a wormhole, that was kind of cool.
Why hadn't they realized that there was walls in the upside down before? That was one of the freaking loose ends, like loose threads.
I don't think they just had never been there for very long.
I guess.
I don't think they've ever been there for that long.
But they like find them right away, and Copper's been on like 30-something crawls at the beginning of this season. Like, okay,
he's never seen the wall.
I'm realizing there's this one part that I didn't read. I have one last section, fan theories. This is straight out of a website that I can't remember anymore, so sorry, but shout out. Many pointed out that several elements in the finale stuck out as a sore thumb, including Will's posture resembling Vecna's. Okay, I don't know about that. But the Wheeler family having hairstyles similar to Ted Wheeler. Okay, what is that? Maybe these are bad. Oh, okay. One user shared that Lucas, Max, Will, Mike, and Dustin's Dungeons & Dragons books line up to spell X-A-L-I, like X-A-L-I-E, essentially hinting that the entire ending and the Dimension X might be just a big lie. Hundreds of users took to social media to post evidence of how the finale might be completely fake. Some of them also showed how several elements in the season had their color altered. So there was like a couple of, like, I think I mentioned earlier, like, continuity errors. Like, specifically, there's like this one thing in the tower where they're like turning up like the voltage in the tower, and like one thing is like red at first and then it's not red anymore, so they're all thinking how it might be like everyone is in Vecna's mind.
I know all these people hate Stanley Kubrick coming.
Some of them also showed how several elements in their season had the color altered leading up to the final episode, and some even mentioned that Dustin and Robin's love interests, Susie and Vicky, were not seen in the finale, as Vecna never met them. Also, freaking justice for Susie. She hooked them up so many times. Why wasn't she in the finale?
Who's Susie?
Susie's turn around.
Oh,
look at what you see.
And who's Vicky?
Vicky is Robin's girlfriend.
Oh, wait, I thought she was there.
I don't think she was in the ending scene.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. I don't know. This is all hoopla, and it may or may not be true, but people are just going crazy. Also, a lot of people think that they're going to release like a random 9th episode at some point, like a surprise episode, and I don't really know if that's going to happen, but
I really hope they don't.
I think I'm okay. I think I'm good. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, let's move on. And so, as a matter of fact, let's rate this movie by how many kids you would kidnap to destroy the world.
Yeah, I would kidnap like 7
out of
10.
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3.5. 3.5 out of 5 kids.
You just cut one in half and be like,
wait, is 3.5? 7 out of 10. Yes.
Yeah.
I did my math right.
Yeah.
What about you? How many children are you kidnapping?
I would say 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it was like good, baseline good.
Yeah. I think like,
and it like tied up.
I think baseline good, and like the fact that I love Stranger Things so much, like already like puts it like points higher because
a little point higher.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let's read some. Okay. Before we move on to the Letterboxd reviews, or Letterboxd reviews, if you go to the Stranger Things final episode Letterboxd page, you will see just about every language known to man. Okay? There might even have been some ancient Latin on there. I'm not exactly sure. But That being said,
There's
it was
cuneiform.
Yeah,
Cuneiform.
Cuneiform, yeah.
Cuneiform, is that
Cuneiform,
how you fucking say
I think. I don't know. Whatever.
That's crazy.
So, now say it in cuneiform.
Cuneiform.
Also, people were kind of trolling a little bit, so I had to sift through like 20 pages just to find these 4 reviews that were somewhat relevant. So that's my disclaimer for you.
Wait, I haven't run into a single non-English.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah. This one's really funny. Wait. This one just says,
Okay.
so did they blow up all those pregnant ladies?
Another loose end. You know, that's so D&D coded, though, because, you just cast Fireball and good luck, orphans. You know, like, you better have a good dex
Sorry
skill.
to the orphans.
You better roll on that 20.
Okay, let's read some of these.
All right, you go for it.
Posh Spice. If not movie, why movie lay?
Literally.
Wait,
This is
that's
titled
good.
The Final Episode.
I like that.
This one's by Arthorn Andoril. There's too many plot holes and the ending sucks. Dustin. Oh my god.
Oh, sorry. I was like looking at the ones on my phone. I know. This is by Ree. 10 years ago, I became obsessed with Steve Harrington, and 10 years later, I'm still obsessed with Steve Harrington.
What did you think about Steve?
Love Steve.
I like Steve.
I love Steve, and I really didn't want him specifically to die.
So, I forget, why does everyone hate Steve? Was he like a bully at the beginning?
Yeah. He was an asshole at the beginning.
Yeah.
And
but I thought everybody was aware of his redemption arc.
No, yeah, he turns around like
literally first season.
Pretty soon. Yeah. First season he like comes through with this little bat of nails.
He's part of the squad, like season 1.
And then season 3 really solidifies him.
I mean,
like,
really.
Season 3 I'm like, love
and
you.
The hair.
Steve the Hair
Come
Harrington.
on.
Yeah.
Steve the Harrington. He's he's super cute, by the way. I think so.
Oh, right. Yeah.
This is by Ma Terwellen. This was a great final season, especially if you missed the whole thing.
I feel like you were biased picking these because you were
freaking shade. No, Mar, these were the only ones in English that weren't like big disappointment. Will being gay. Blah blah blah. It was just dumb. Like there were a lot of like maybe my whatever laptop was on was out of whack or something. But anyway.
Yeah, these aren't very good. I'm looking at the others. I'm so sorry to interrupt.
That's what.
Okay.
Oh, read some.
Let me see. I'll read the very top one. Okay. The very top one. First of all, they give it. This is Jewel Cretian. They give it 1.5 stars. Look how they massacred my boy. Is the review. Oh. I think that like the my boy is referring to the show.
Oh, see, I didn't understand that, so I didn't pick it.
This one is by BRB bullshit. Gabs said, Lumax, you will always be famous. Yeah, I did like Lucas and Max, and my boy didn't deserve all of that.
And that about does it for today. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the podcast, tell your friends about us, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and rate us 5 stars in whatever app or podcast service you use to bring on the spooks.
Please follow us on our socials by going to scarymovienights.com or by looking us up on any platform. You can also message us through our socials or by sending an email to spooky@scarymovienights.com.
Tell us in the comments what you thought about Stranger Things' final episode. How many children would you kidnap to eradicate the Earth? That's what he was doing, right?
Yeah, no, like how many children are you going to kidnap to plug into your monster?
To suck their brain juice.
Suck their brain juice and then wormhole connect to the Earth, to
and the abyss,
other dimension.
And then there's a radio tower in there somewhere, right? I'm Joan.
I'm Mariana.
And thanks for joining us for another Scary Movie Night. See you in 2 weeks.
Stay spooky.